my beautiful people, my beautiful people, my beautiful people. Welcome back to another lovely episode of the Logical Emotions Podcast / Reactions. It's your dog, your brother, man, your favorite African American, Melly, baby. On this episode, man, we're gonna talk some more Ben Simmons, man, because this JJ Redick's podcast, number one, it's phenomenal. Let's just put that in the air already. It's phenomenal. But in this case, I wanted to go over more of the podcast, and in this situation, it's about. JJ Redick asked Ben Simmons about passing up the wide open dunk that he had on Trae Young. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, what's going to happen is, and I saw one comment already, and someone was thinking way too deep into it, saying a point guard's supposed to pass first, blah blah blah. If you're that dumb to be 6'10" and not dunk on somebody that's that size, or you're around them to the right hand side, I want you to understand. Just say you don't know basketball. That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. For you to sit there and say during a game, a moment where you needed to put a bucket up and you're 6'10", like, come on, this is not even up for discussion. A lot of you think way too deep into things and have never even been in that situation before. Never been in that situation before. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. It's not hard, bro. But let's get into it, man. But per usual, the intro. A lot of y'all, man. I look like I'm in heaven or some shit. It's like it's crazy.
Happened in the Hawks series.
We lost.
For you personally. Because look, I wouldn't. I mean, I obviously played with you for 2 playoff runs.
Thank you, JJ,
monster
for
series. I mean, the series against Miami, our first series together. You know, you were like 18, 10, and 9. Even the series prior,
That's
the
great.
Atlanta series,
that's great.
You were 14, 10, and 8 against Washington. Like, you know, you're putting up numbers, obviously playing great defense.
Putting up all those numbers, but when it's time to
really
really
play great defense at times during that Hawks series. But what happened? Like you weren't at your best. You'll admit that. You were not at your best.
For sure.
Unless he was hurt and I didn't know.
Was that the
he
Hawks?
Was that hurt?
I think it was me, and it was a build up over time that I was kind of like deflecting, like I was just pushing it to the side and not addressing like my mental health. And I was, you know, it's hard to do that when you don't really know what, like, fuck, why do I feel like this? Why am I feeling this way? And why am I, you know, just different things. And once I was able to really address it, I was like, oh shit, like
I'm really confused.
I want to get myself right. I want to get to a good place mentally and be able to do my job and learn to deal with, you know, things I'm dealing with in the right ways and not, you know, going down a downward spiral.
But JJ just said that during that series you had monster games. So clearly your mental wasn't that disturbed when you had these monster games. But this is what I'm talking about. It's hard for me to really take it seriously when JJ just said you had these monster games. But then this one moment, your mental health really hit you. In this one moment, it really hit you. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard for me to truly understand. Let me tell y'all something. I have severe PTSD. I have night terrors. I have all those things. I understand mental health. I have a therapist. I get all that. I went through the whole, I wrote a note down. I wrote a whole essay when I was younger. I get all that. So anyone that tells me I don't understand mental health, shut the hell up. I've been through a lot of things, bro. I'm not comparing mine to his, saying mine's more than his, but I understand mental health. That's all I'm saying. So when people say these things, when I hear people consistently say, my mental health all the time, I want you to understand something. It's very hard for me to understand them because it's very relative to me when someone says, let's say they say, I'm a very smart guy. Or this guy says to a girl, I'm a very nice guy. You know what I'm saying? When you say that so many times, it makes me question you sometimes. Because at some point, it's like, I do believe you. But for you to have to keep saying it over and over and over again makes me think that you have to keep saying that because maybe, I don't know, Ben. It just sounds a little bit, I don't know. It just sounds off to me. It just sounds very off. Especially when JJ just said you had monster games in that series. But then the one moment, your mental health became a crazy huge factor. So all the huge games beforehand, it wasn't a major factor. Or maybe it was. I don't know. Maybe it was and you would just still be able to go through it. Which that shows winning mentality. That shows that you're able to go through it, which I respect. But then when it comes to this, it's just like, just admit, bro, you made the wrong play. That's what it just seems to be. It was just a wrong play of you passing it out. That's all I'm saying, dog.
Because there's a lot of people that go through it and
And there are people that they'll be very toxic and will be very insensitive to him and his mental health thing. I understand that. I get it. I truly do. I don't talk about I started this year talking about my mental health. It took me 25 plus years to do this shit. I started bro, it took me a long time. It's been bad for me since I was about 12 years old. And I never talked about it until this year. So I understand Ben's point of view, and I feel for Ben. I really, truly do, bro. But when it comes to basketball, there are many people, many players, and I'll say Markelle Fultz to the day I die, because people made fun of him all the time, the hitch in his shot, all those things. He had nerve damage, all these things, and he ended up fixing his shot. He put the work in, etc., etc. He didn't make an excuse. He worked on it. So when I see Ben Simmons, someone who was an all-star compared to Markelle Fultz, I have to put him at a higher regard, right? Right. So when he says things like this, my mental health, what about Markelle Fultz and his mental health? No one gave a damn about his mental health. They were making fun of him like crazy. Like crazy. No one cared. People cared, I'm sorry. People cared, but not to the majority of what I've saw or what I've heard. And he worked on it and worked on it and worked on it. That's why I have a lot of love and respect for Markelle Fultz. But for Ben Simmons, like I said, bro, we're seeing you shoot. I had a conversation with shout out to my homie Deadpool, man. One of our subscribers who we have good conversation with all the time. We were talking about it. And the conversation went like this. That he was nervous at his mental health and things of that nature as to why he doesn't shoot, for an example. I get all that. I understand the nervousness. I understand all that. But then why are we as people praising him for having these big games during these series and then making excuses for these players when they don't do good? When they fuck up. When they fuck up, all of a sudden now it's the mental health issue. If they fuck up, I'm saying just Ben Simmons. But there's players when they fuck up now, oh, this happened, that happened. They're making excuses for it instead of just saying, yo, he made the bad play. Yo, he made the bad read. Why do we do that? I don't understand why we just can't be truthful and honest with one another. I'm not saying that some excuses aren't aren't warranted. I'm not saying that. But a majority of people, they love giving excuses to their favorite players. They love doing that shit. I used to always say Stephen Curry had glass ankles, and it would piss me off. It would piss me off that he wasn't working on his defense from what I saw. But then I saw him getting better on defense, and I was putting out there he's becoming a better defender, and I got made fun of for that shit. When it was clearly he was showing he was becoming a better defender. Not an above average at the time, but he was getting better. But at the same breath, I had people telling me that Harden was a better defender than Stephen Curry. I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. But that's just my point of what I'm trying to say. People, they'll be so biased sometimes. And I don't know Ben Simmons. I know what information that has been said to me or I've been given to. The information I've been given. And when we talk about this mental health thing, and I hate this so much again, people are so nitpicky with this shit because people are so sensitive to just criticism and act as if that people do not care about their mental health. I care about Ben's mental health. I care about your mental health. And a lot of you put your mental health and you put your problems onto these players or celebrities, and you think that people are talking about not only the player anymore. You think that they're talking about you as well now. You put yourself into this player situation. If y'all understand what I'm saying. I know I kind of butchered that. I apologize. But you put yourself in that player and you take it way too seriously. Now, when it comes to Ben, I think he just made an honest mistake. But he just won't admit it. So let's see if he does during the video.
Never address it.
Is there anything?
I remember hearing he had a back problem too. Let me know about that in the comment section.
It could have been at any point in time in Philly. Is there anything you look back on, you were like, you know what? Wish I'd done that differently.
No, because I wouldn't be here. I don't think we could say, yeah, I wish I went up and dunked the ball. Because that was the whole game. Come on. No, I think.
Ben, that's exactly what you should have done. We should have Euro to the right-hand side and laid it right on Trae Young, because Trae Young could have set a charge. So I don't agree in totality with just dunking on him, but you could have had a floater. You could have done a Euro around him for a nice lay. You could have done two of those. You had options, dog. And for you to sit there and kind of not put any accountability on it is kind of sad to hear, honestly. Because again, I'm rooting for you, dog.
If I didn't go through what I've gone through the last year and a half, then I wouldn't be where I'm at now. And I think I needed to go through all that and have those experiences to be where I'm at now.
And I hope mentally you are better.
I think that's true of any human being. Yeah. I think that's life. I think whether it's failures, struggles,
but you're lacking accountability.
On that, having gone through some very serious mental health stuff myself, and having worked through that, like, I'm a better human being. I'm a stronger human being because of it, and like I think that's wonderful. I can't
absolutely.
So we had Matisse on right before the start of last year, and we recently had Trey on at some point during the playoffs. I think it was in May, and we talked about that play.
Like stop. Like, for y'all that are defending this, I need you to stop, because this looks a lot worse than I remember. And this is a lot worse than I remember, bro. Look at this. Are you kidding me? He couldn't even set a charge, actually. What do you mean, bro? And I'm not saying, let me not say this. What I was gonna say, because I was gonna say this is not a pivotal moment in the series. That would have gave y'all some momentum. If y'all understand basketball, a nice dunk in Philly with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter in a game 7 would have gave you a lot of momentum off that one dunk. It would have, bro. It would have.
And,
it would have.
I'd love to just hear sort of your breakdown of what happened on that play, because that entire series. You guys
I'm sorry.
2-1.
There's no excuse
for losing 2 straight games. You go down 3-2. You win Game 6, and you lose Game 7 at home. Like, there was a lot of things that happened in that series, but for whatever reason, that's the play that everyone talks about. That everybody sort of puts on.
And the people saying that people saying that he's thinking that. Oh my God! The people, Jesus Christ! People that are saying that, oh, he's probably thinking this, that, blah, 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 blah. Understand something. To be a sports player, baseball, football, basketball, anything, you cannot think all of those things in a time span of one season. You can't do that. You have to understand and get to it immediately, especially if you're in the NBA. You have to, bro. You have to. So a lot of y'all making really, really, really bad excuses when this person only had Trae Young wasn't even there yet. Is my point. Is a lot of people's points. And he's saying things like, come on, I should have just dunked the ball. Come on, man. There's more to it than just that. Like, no, there's not, Ben. There really isn't. You made a bad play, bro. You made a bad play. And that's the thing that I've seen and I am guessing about Ben Simmons, bro. He lacks accountability. He does. It seems like he's lacking a lot of accountability. The only thing I've heard of him so far was on the last video we did, and when he stated how his weakness is his shooting. That's the only accountability that I've heard so far from him, to be honest.
You as the blame, right?
The 100-point basket.
That single play.
Yeah. In the moment, I just spun, and I'm assuming Trey's going to come over quicker. So I'm thinking he's going to come full blown, and I see Matisse going down. Matisse is athletic and get up. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking, okay, quick pass, he's going to flush it, not knowing how much space there was. It happened so quick that you just...
Dog, like, this is what I'm saying. That makes no sense. That doesn't make any sense, Ben. Trae Young is not going to block you if you do a reverse dunk on the other side, bro. I understand you thinking Gallinari might have blocked you from the back. I understand that. But you could use the rim on the other side to protect you from getting blocked from Gallinari. Ben Simmons is not... stop, bro. Stop.
Gonna flush it, not knowing how much space there was. It happened so quick that you just make a read. And in the playoffs, you need to make the right decisions majority of the time. And
he is right. He is right. Yes.
It happened, and I was just like, okay, fuck. Now we got to go make another play. So that's how I'm thinking. And I didn't realize how everyone's posting. I'm like, is that big? Like,
yes.
In fairness to you, and I'm not giving you an out here because you absolutely should have dunked it. In fairness to you,
thank you for saying that, though,
turning.
Yeah,
I'm trying to.
Before he says it, I'll say it. He's turning to the basket. Gallinari's basically on his back. So obviously Gallinari has a better chance of getting the block or getting a foul. So there's two things that could have happened right there. Now, he could have easily felt Gallinari, pause, by stopping real quickly, make sure he's there, and then going right ahead. But that would have had the middleman come in with Trey to help. So he had 3 people on him. So he did the right play right there. The only wrong thing, again, was him not doing, not just a regular dunk from where he was, but doing a reverse where Trey Young is. Because Trey Young is 6'1". He's not going to block him. So clearly, he made the wrong read. That was clear as day. There's nothing else to discuss of this. There's no other, in the playoffs, we know you have to be precise in your decision making. We understand all that. That's perfectly understandable, Ben. But the thing was, you made the wrong precision play. That is it. There's nothing else about it. Nothing else.
Have people understand here just how bang it is. So you spun on Gallinari. I think it was Gallinari.
Yeah.
Spun on Gallinari, so you spin baseline.
That's
so you're going in blind, and
he's coming behind me.
Yes, and then you've also got yourself in a little bit of an off balance predicament. Right. You don't know it's Trey right when you spin.
No.
Shout out to the homie Deadpool 3, man. I love talking to you, bro.
Look, when it slows down, it looks really bad, Ben.
Yeah, that fucking looks terrible. I was like, but when I look at it now, I'm like, man, I should have just fucking punched that shit. But
you see what I'm saying, though? Like, he looks at this now. Again, accountability. Very important. There are people in that comment section. Before I saw this video, I looked at the comment section down below. And people in the comment section were still defending, saying he meant to do blah, 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 blah. When the man today is saying, yo, I should have punched that shit. This is what I mean when I say a lot of y'all put you into his shoes and you think that you're him. And you take this criticism so bad. Like, it's crazy how much y'all be reaching sometimes. And I don't mean y'all in the community. I mean y'all that just don't understand A, B, C, D. A lot of y'all go A, B, pi equals 0.M314 square. Y'all go off the loop with some of these things, man. And it's just simple basketball. And it's just simply understanding he made a mistake. He just made a pivotal mistake. His issue, and I'll say this personally, just from what I'm guessing from my point of view, is he just didn't admit that he just made a mistake. It seemed again like during this whole video for the 4 minutes, it sounded like he was making an excuse. When in actuality, in the last minute, if he would have said this from the jump, hey, yo, dog, I just made a dumbass mistake, man. I should have dunked that shit. And I don't know if he really did say that or not, because if he did say that and people are giving him flack, that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. But if he didn't say this, and I don't think he did, because the way people are going about it and have gone about it for a long period of time is, it seems as if he didn't catch any accountability. He didn't put any accountability towards it. So that's kind of what I'm getting from that.
It didn't happen, and I was okay with that. I can live with that. I can live with, okay, everyone's trying to kill me over one play. Like, does everyone want to watch film with me? Like, but arena, and I could die.
But Ben, clearly you couldn't live with it if you stated before about your mental. This is what I'm saying, bro. You can't say you're mental, then say after things of this, such as, oh, everybody's making fun of me about it, but I can live with it. Clearly you couldn't, Ben. Clearly. And this is what I'm saying. It's this false sense, this false place of you just being able to take it on the chin, when you clearly couldn't. You clearly couldn't take the whole shooting. You clearly couldn't take that when people talked about that with you. And that's okay, bro. And that's the thing. We have this thing where we have to lie about it. Instead of saying, yo, man, it really messed me up, which he did eventually end up saying, but it's like it took you this long to say it. And people are sitting here telling people, oh, he's a real down-to-earth guy and things of that nature. And I'm like, you know, you could be a down-to-earth guy, too, if you on a podcast and you say certain things and don't catch a lot of things that he's saying that don't make a lot of sense of what he said previously or the previous actions that he had before as well, too. It doesn't make it doesn't correlate with one another is what I'm trying to say. It didn't bother you. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying, bro. Because after what happened and everything, you stated in the media how big of a problem your mental state is right now. That didn't bother you? The shooting didn't bother you? People talking about you, making fun of you didn't bother you?
Dissect everything if you guys want, bro. But that's not, it's not realistic.
Well, we said this at the time. I mean, it was like the whole team blew 25-point leads,
I'm also I'm guarding the fucking best player on the other team the whole game.
So does Drew Holiday. So does Giannis. So does Bridges on the Suns. Who else? So does Patrick Beverly. I mean, he's not better than you, obviously, and neither is Bridges, but Bridges is pretty damn good. But Giannis is better than you, hands down. Who else? Who else is a really good defender? I don't know, bro. Jimmy's is a great defender too. But this is the thing that I'm trying to say though. Why I say these players aren't making excuses. They're not making these excuses. Like, I keep hearing these excuses from I guard the best player. Blah 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 blah. Okay. You're still supposed to produce no matter what. If that's the case, you need to work more on your conditioning then. You need to work more on your game so that you can defend and also be able to score. Kawhi Leonard's defense isn't what it used to be, but his offense is absolutely phenomenal at an efficiency standpoint. We're not, but here's the thing though. Here's the kicker. Kawhi still plays good defense. Not how he used to, but he still plays good defense, and he still gives it his all. And he doesn't make the excuse either, because he plays a large role in offense more than he ever has before. That's the issue, Ben. You make wild amounts of excuses. Come on.
Herder had 27 points?
As always, thank you for listening to the show. Please subscribe on YouTube, Spotify.
Subscribe, man, to the homie JJ Redick, bro. Phenomenal podcast episode per usual. But listen, man, it's too much excuses for me, bro. It's too many excuses. I hate this. I hate it, bro. Because it's like he's trying to say, but I do all this so well. Y'all should cut me some slack. Then who are you that you think you even deserve to even have that, bro? If LeBron, Stephen Curry, and all of them have not gotten that kind of treatment, why the hell are you deserving of that treatment, bro? You haven't earned anything yet. You have the potential to become a Hall of Famer. Let's just get that on the plate right now. You have all the facilities. You feel me? Lonzo Ball's another one. Made his shot way better. Phenomenal three-point shooter now. Shout out to Lonzo. Hope you feel better, bro. I want to see you make it too, bro. He ain't make no excuses. Ben Simmons seems to be the only person I've seen so far to be of the all-star caliber player that he is, that consistently is making excuses to make his game better. And people are consistently defending him because it seems to me a lot of them relate to him in this regard. Because if you are good at something, you want to become the best that you can possibly be. There's no such thing as I do this well, so I should slack on this. That's a very lazy, loser-like mentality, which shows me when people defend him that you also, not of course the base community, but people that defend this kind of behavior are also in that same mindset in their lives as well too. We need to do better, y'all. We need to hold people accountable to where they are. I do believe he had mental issues. I do believe he absolutely did. But I also believe that he sometimes does stretch that. Because he says things such as, it didn't bother me that, they made fun of him, woo. But then he talks all the time about, oh my God, how much times the shooting bothered me and blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And it leads me to believe, bro, if the shooting bothered you so much that you didn't play, that you forced yourself to get out of Philly. I mean, I remember them stating that, or hearing about he had a back problem. So if they also didn't put that into consideration of his back problem, shame on Philly for that, if that's the case. But if not, and he's just lying, shame on Ben, bro. Just got to call spade for spade, And you just got to be accountable, bro. You got to be accountable. That's all I'm saying, man. But hey, man, I love this episode a lot too. It was great. It was fun. I loved it. It was very informative of his mindset, but I kind of already had a feeling he was going to do this anyway. He was going to deflect, say what he does so much that he defends all this and blah, 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 blah. Just not want to make his game better. And he has some accountability in there too. I will definitely say that. But for y'all that are defending him, this is a good, this will help you solidify that he was wrong. That's all. But it's your boy Melly, man. I'm signing out, man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Almost to 600 subs, man. And the road to 700 and 1,000. Let's do it, y'all. And then after that, we're going to get a nice Discord channel. We're going to talk all kind of things. Sports, relationships, funny stuff, life stuff. I have a streaming channel as well too, man. I got to 45 followers with that without any friends or anything. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. And I only need 5 more. So if y'all want to sub to it, man, go ahead, man. Logical Emotions Podcast Reactions. That's the name of it. So go ahead and sub to your boy, man. Let's get this community well known. The Banks family community. Because all y'all, my brothers and sisters, you dig. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. It's your boy William signing out. And per usual, peace, love, and keep that drip immaculate at all times, baby. Stay easy, breezy, beautiful, sexy, amazing, awesome, elegant, healthy. Most importantly, drink water, my friends. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Let's do this thing, man. I'm having so much fun doing this, man. I love talking to y'all, man. If I do things wrong, man, you feel that I'm wrong, let me know. That's the community that I want to be a part of. That's what family does. We hold each other accountable. Love y'all, man. Bow. Peace. Damn, it's bright as shit. God damn.